Alright, so the first shot for the Thunder, I can see a mismatch. 16 on the clock, so it's actually a cross match. And I think Wemby's looking to scram it because he's pointing at Shet. And Vassell's pointing at it. But I'm not sure why Zay's looking to duck in Shet and Penny, because that's not how the Thunder use their size advantage. And if Shea were looking for that duck in, then he'd obviously be looking for the entry, but he's looking to drive the gap. So maybe he sees this as an opportunity because they were having Zay seal a lot, especially against Wemby. But he's going to stunt, swing, attack the closeout, bump, quick midi. And I think this was a subtle adjustment by Lou, because in game one, anytime he caught the rock, regardless if it's one pass away, a swing, or even a swing, he was pulling quick. But right here, he actually attacks the closeout, and I think maybe it's because he fumbles a rock here. Yeah, so he really had no other option but to attack it. So maybe if it was a clean catch in the shot pocket, he still pulls, but regardless, it works out. And I think the issue here is Dill Harp, he's closing flat, but he's closing with his lead. And it's a KYP issue because Lou Dort only attacks going to his left. So now you're forced to open up, and then Lou uses the gap between the two to get a bump, create separation. And now that's all in rhythm. And even if Wemby were to rotate and try to help up, he's kind of on the inside, so it'd be very difficult. So good job, just get to a midi. Yeah, they were actually looking to scram it, and they do. Because as the Thunder are wheeling, Vassell's going to communicate to Champagne, yo, you take dub, I'll take shit on the lift. And then Wemby's just going to take Hart and the dunker. So they get off a three-way switch. And the Spurs are in a pretty good position because they force Shea off the rock. They get the scram. Now you've got Lou driving and him as a low man, but he stops at the midi, and actually Zay's going to hold, engage Wemby there. He's distracted, throws his hands up, so he'd be late anyway. So now I believe this was off a double drag flare. Not sure what that's called, but I wouldn't be surprised if they ran it for Shet because they run a lot of Oklahomas for him. Double drag into a wide pin, some screener stuff. But he's going to curl. So he comes off it. I think Dub wants a lob, but he kind of underthrows it, so he doesn't lead him to the rim. Now he's forced to catch it under the rim, but now he's got a diver. And at the same time, we got Lou cutting out the short corner because Champagne pulled in. He really couldn't find a drop-off there. Turned into this little Nash dribble. Even here, Dort's pointing, yo, hit him on the drop-off. But maybe he can't. Difficult throwback. And even Wemby, his long-ass arms, he might get a hand on the rock. And then right here, he's going to take it now. Harp's just going to peel off onto Zay. And then Wemby's doing what Wemby does. So now we got Shea on the baseline. What does he do? Yo, take my man. So now as Shed empties out to the weak side, he wants to make sure somebody cracks him because they want to just flood this. If Shea tries to drive, they'll just tilt it. So the Spurs are in a great spot here. That's just ridiculous. So Shea knows it because obviously that's been the coverage. He's going to wait for Shed to vacate. And I think as he sees Wemby communicating, that's when he'll make his move, because there's been instances where Wemby's been caught because he's overly communicating. And even here, Stefan's doing the right thing. He's going to open up, force some base towards the help. Shea's going to take one dribble right in that pocket. That's a damn near perfect contest. Potential and one too, because of the landing space. Quick drag. Alright, so this was a noticeable adjustment. So besides the seals, these GORTATS, that's what he's looking for here. And I'm surprised it took the Thunder 6 games, I believe, before they even adopted this, because if they watched the Wolves vs Spurs series, that was the only advantage Rudy had against Wemby. It was setting GORTATS, sealing him in the lane, and even in the dunker, he would just loop around and put a body on Rudy. And even Ju was doing the same thing, actually. So any of their bigs were, because they just want to engage him. And the Thunder have Zay. So I'm surprised it took them this long, but regardless, that was definitely an adjustment in their game plan. So right here, Dub's coming off. He just wants to hold his dribble, wait for the GORTAT to transpire. And at the same time, hostage Harp and get him on his hip. Actually, right here, Zay almost forces a turnover because he runs into Dub's hand. Luckily, he's able to maintain his dribble. So now we got the GORTAT. One dribble gets your spot. Another midi. Harp kind of gets back, but he can't really close that gap right there. And actually, Zay ends up screening too because he sets an incidental brush right here on Harp. So now he's got him sealed. Sets that brush. One dribble right in that pocket. Harp can't recover. And I don't think Dub could have taken this entire line because I don't think Hart would be able to hold off Wemby. So Wemby could definitely rotate and get a block. So he had to pull right in that pocket. Quick pitch. He's going to stun. I think Dub's a little late to drift here. Kind of goes a little late. So now he gets a stun for free. But he's going to counter with a tween. And again, we got another GORTAT. So that was definitely the game plan. So Zay's going to release and slip early. Set that GORTAT. And allow Shea to attack that left side. Split. Sidestep. That's a rhythm shot for Shea. So now Zay's opened up a shot for Dub and Shea. So Shed actually lifts here, which is fine. Quick little shake. But he inadvertently brings Vassell up. And that's kind of dangerous because in game 1, Shea was struggling trying to split because of how good the Spurs guards are at stunting and just plugging those gaps. And he was running up a lot of turnovers, but right here, really low, ends up working out. And actually, as Shet lifts here, he kind of opens up all that space on the baseline. And right here, sealed off, so all Shea's got to do is rise up and make the shot. Quick throw ahead, he's going to throw it cross court because they're trying to get matched up. Vassell picks him up. Tween. And again, I can already see another seal. So Hartenstein, he's running wide, but then he's going to loop back. Sees Wemby loading low to the ball. Now he's trying to create a lane for Dub. But he gets blocked. I don't know if that's the right play just because we've got the Thunder running wide. They're trying to give Dub this clear side. But Vassell gets matched up quick, and I think the issue is Vassell does the right thing. Instead of opening up baseline, he sends Dub middle here. So he's playing into congestion. And so even if Hart were to set a seal on this angle, and Dub's able to kind of go over top of it. I mean, there's 3 Spurs guards, so it'd be very difficult. I think he had to be Vassell here on this clear side because everyone's running wide. You have all the space, but the way Vassell's positioned, he's doing the right thing, not giving it to him. Because if he gets beat and Zay's able to loop around, seal from this angle, it's a wide open lane for Dub. Early post, and I can already tell right here. What is Wemby doing? He's communicating with Stefan. He's telling him, yo, take my man. I'm going to tilt this. But he's actually stuck. So Vassell does the right thing. He's playing Shea's high side because he wants him to turn baseline. Because he knows there's going to be support. But it's actually late. Shea could definitely shoot that. Still really tough. So maybe it's good he doesn't. Looking for a repost. Actually, the Thunder had 4 players only, I just realized. So Zay was trailing this whole time. So he wants a repost. Good job again by Vassell. Such an underrated defender. Just front Shea here. There's no angle. That would be a forced entry. And again, we can see Wemby now he's ready to tilt. So if Lou were to make that pass over top and Shea were somehow able to catch that, he'd just be trapped because Wemby would be there. That's the right play. So instead of forcing an entry, what's he do? Hit the trailer. And now because Wemby was looking to tilt, he can't pick Zay up. One dribble. We're at the elbow. Get your patented float. So now we got Cornet in. And again, Shea's looking for a post touch. 9 on the clock. So he must have got this on a switch, I believe. And I think Cornet's doing the same thing as Wemby. He's trying to communicate to either Vassell or Keldon. Yo, take my man. He's going to empty out. I want to tilt this. And we got Harp. Good job. Hugging. Fronting. But he still gets the pass over top. And even here, Castle. Yeah, he's communicating. Yo, Cornet. Now he's sprinting. So now he gets the tilt off, which is fine. Shea can't take base. And now we got a 3-on-2 on his backside. So what does Caruso do? Cut out the slot. Take away Keldon. And he's actually looking to flash in that strong dunker. So this is what the Thunder were doing against the Lakers. They were having either Queso or Caruso just flash right here. Because unless you pull off from that weak side, he's wide open if he can hit that, right? And I think they got the Lakers a couple times with that, but good job right here by Vassell. He recognized it, takes it away. And then Shea does the right thing. Hit Lou here. Even Dub's pointing, yo, hit him. You skip it, he stunts and falls. You take, high pickup, swing back up top. And that's how you beat a tilt. Really good job. I think the issue here, Keldon does the right thing. He stunts, falls back. Don't give him the swing. Vassell's gonna Castle's gonna peel off from the weak side or the strong side. But then Cornet doesn't know who he's matching up with. So they get the rock out of Shea's hands, and you can see. I think what Castle had to do was the same thing that Keldon did, which was a stunt and fall back and just allow Lou to either shoot that or attack and trust that Cornet would make the rotation. Because by him rotating off from the strong side, you both take the rock, he's wide open, there's no extra effort. And now he gets a great look up top, which is what he likes. I believe this was off a stack out. Staple play for Vassell. And he actually sets a screen here. Almost morphs into a double drag. And then right here, Cornet's actually just going to release, slip early, take away J. Will. Allow Stephon to turn a corner. He's really good at making these reads, but so he sees Dub pulling in, but maybe because he's crouching, he doesn't see him. Maybe, I think it is on Keldon to lift here because that's a really easy line for Dub to shoot. Because you know the low man's going to pull in, I think you got to lift. But maybe at the same time, he doesn't see Dub because he's crouching here, so he might be behind Kornet on his roll. But regardless, you know the Thunder like to pull in their low man and take away the roll lines, so you got to lift and give him a better line here. It's too easy to shoot. Now you got a 2-on-1 quick get off, pass fake. Why did Shea do this? In game 1, he did the same thing. And it was in the clutch too, where it was him, Caruso, Stefan, but it was on the other side of the court. And instead of just getting off it, he tried to challenge Castle and he missed, and it was for a potential go-ahead, which was crucial. And then even here, you expect him just make the right pass, right? You got a 2-on-1, you've got him engaged, quick bounce on a lead, difficult to open up, probably a quick punch for Dub, but instead, pass fake. You try to take off with a same foot, same hand finish over Vassell. That's really tough. Quick driving kick. He wants to swing the rock back. And I think this was intentional right here, having Kornet assigned or matched up with Caruso, because with this unit, Jay Will's the hub. He's their primary big, so the Thunder run all of their screening actions through him. But by assigning a guard onto him, such as Vassell, they can just switch everything. So now you can have Kornet as a low man, helping off Caruso, and you can take away all of the Thunder screening actions because you can switch 1 through 4. So it's really smart. It's going to help strong. Spray. Pretty unfortunate miss. Not a bad look though, but I do think he can just swing this to Caruso, because every time Caruso's been in that strong corner, well, he's lifting here, but when Wemby, especially Wemby actually, when he helps off and Shea makes that pass, he's been cash. So I think Lucio just swung it here as soon as he saw Kornet really helping off strong, because that's an overcommit. But now he's really stuck. He can't make that throw back. So he had to swing it earlier. So this must have been off a DHO or something. It's on that clear side. So they must have veered it. Matching up traditionally here. Tries to give him a big body bump, create some separation, and finish under the rim by using the rim as a shield, but good job here by Kornet. And even here, good job by Lou. Cut out the slot, or the wing, or the break, I should say. Nothing, Stefan takes some, and then we got this drift by AJ. Attack the closeout. Why did Bryant close out that way? He closed out on his high side. So now you give him a lane going to his strong hand. Couldn't he just get back in front here? Because he just stays opened up. And because McCain is going to vacate and just fill back on that relocation, now Kornet's forced to follow. Maybe he expected Kornet to be there, but Kornet can't. He's got to follow the shooter. And on this empty by Lou, now you force Stefan to be the low man. But he bites. Yeah, I'm not sure why he opened up there. Maybe because he did expect Kornet. Quick throw ahead. Quick drag. They just switched that. Even though Stefan is low here on this pickup with Caruso, there's really no gap for AJ to attack. Simple switch because Keldon's lowering to the ball. Then even here on this weak side, So they were having Cornet stay as the low man. So he's actually communicating, you take McCain. Someone take the trailing big. He wants to get low. And even here, Vassell, he's pointing. You take Dort in this situation. I'll take McCain. So good communication. Quick swing. Quick pull. Tracy from the corner. I mean, you live with that. Because you got matched up. You're pretty set. You're in help. Ready as a low man. And this is the shot you're willing to give up because that's why you do these type of cross matches and alignments. Must have been guard to guard. Maybe he's just cutting through. Quick swing. Attack. Early pickup and he smokes that. Yeah, so now he's on dub, so they definitely were trying to keep Cornet as a low man. Even when Shet was out there. So he catches this. Cornet's a little, Champagne's a little late here. Catch, cross. He's pretty opened up here. He just can't stop his momentum. McCain gets to attack it. Great situation because now we got Cornet on that strong side, so he can't be the low man. Now it's still Harp because Queso was emptying out. He's going to lag knowing that's his rotation. Kind of late, but it's also because of this early pickup by McCain. He just smokes it. And Queso can't get the O board. He should be able to because Keldon's late to crack him. Doesn't even actually put a body. Just jumps too early. Another quick drag. Again, Cornet's on Queso this time. Trying to keep him as a low man. But again, this is a bad situation for Cornet because he's on the strong side. And this is what the Thunder were doing. This is what the Spurs were doing to Shet. Right? They kept having him on that strong side to where it was a very difficult situation for him because he couldn't help, so he was pretty much useless. Same thing here for Cornet. But I'm not sure why Keldon's fighting this so hard. Guard to guard, you can just switch it. You're both big. But he's staying on the inside. Doesn't really want to concede the switch. Now, what was that? Why do you shoot this? Can't tell if he got fouled or not. But regardless, right here, this 2 on the rock, I think he actually tried the point switch right there. This could have been avoided if he just conceded the switch. Because now I think Bryant's a little confused. He doesn't even see the screen until late. He gets clipped. Has no idea they're switching. Now shit's wide open on the short. But Dub just couldn't get it to him. On that dribble, he gotta swing it right now. Because if he swings it right now, he's open. Catches it, you got a 3-on-2. Actually, it's a 2-on-1. Because AJ's also gonna lift here on this shake. And Harp actually follows him. So now Champagne's pretty much in a 2-on-1 between him, McCain, and Shet. Because Dill Harp's gone, there's no second help. The high man, whatever you want to call him, the X-Man. So if Champagne commits here, swing, and that's a swing to the corner for McCain on the spray. Got another push. Why couldn't Shea just do that? Didn't have to lob because I don't think he could have, but just get off it. You got a 2-on-1. You got your man engaged. I guess he's a little more behind here. Whereas in Shea's situation, Dub was kind of right there. But regardless, he still could have bounced it. Get you an easy 2. Alright, I'm not sure why Keldon's right here because, so he's matched up with him. I believe Cornet, per usual, he wants to be low man, and he's actually in a good situation because Shet's rolling towards that side, so he's actually able to help here. But for some reason, Keldon's not matched up with Shet, so he's rolling for free. And even worse, McCain doesn't hit him. I don't think he even sees it. All he's looking towards is this weak side because he's wide open here. If he catches it on the short, right there, you engage him, swing, and now he's open in the corner. Keldon would be late because Carter would get burned for making the stunt, and Keldon would have to play 2. So this is the right play, but he doesn't see it. AJ actually looks to cut off the corner, so he doesn't hold that line, so he can't hit it. That's all he can do. Reverse it, drive. It worked out because... So he gets back to his man. He's following his man. Keldon thinks his man is AJ, but so does Cornette. So once the ball gets reversed, alright, now it actually kind of works out because now you can just take him. He's going to rotate, help Champagny. So now he's point switching. He's almost playing zone, actually, the way he's trying to stay low. So now his man would actually be Chet. Chet's just going to vacate, fill back. He takes pretty fine closeout, a little late. And even right here, Chet could actually just extra that. If they rotate from that weak side, you play rotation basketball, get it to AJ, and Cornette would be late there. 2-man game. And yeah, Wemby was definitely trying to set every screen because as soon as the Thunder decided, all right, we're going to go big on big, they're looking to exploit the drop. And this is why I don't understand why they don't just go to drop, because you can already see AJ's pulled all the way in. So there's no roll line here. I know they're afraid of letting the Spurs guards exploit the drop and all that space and this roll line, but they're really good at shrinking the floor. And they're always early. So you would have this high tag, not even high tag, it'd be a high bump and this low bump. So you can contain the rock and the roll. Just give up the spray or the skip to the weak corner and then just trust your rotations. No, he doesn't get a push. Tween, tries a snatch. On the counter, off the counter. Dribbles off his heel. Now it's live. And these were killing the Spurs. Quick pitch, drive, help strong, swing. Tracy from the corner. Again, this was killing the Spurs in game 1-2. Most times it'd be Caruso, but in transition right here, it's Queso. Because Wemby is always helping off the strong corner and giving up those looks. Yeah, they're looking to exchange. So what does Wemby do? Just switch it. It's always what they do. That's how they keep Wemby low, because he's matched up with AJ here. But on the exchange, I'll just take Chet. Stunt. Swing. No extra swing. Get to your spot. That works too. Not sure why AJ's looking for a quick step up. Maybe because you can flow into a double drag here. But you want to attack away from Wemby. McLaughlin stunts. Good plug. Stay, you're going to load up. Now Champagny's playing 2. Does the right thing here. Champagny's going to close out, but he's actually just going to stunt and go wide because he can just fall back to his man, take away the swing. And he trusts McLaughlin to recover. But now Kane still could have hit it because he doesn't really fan out. He just kind of stunts. It's fine though. Now you get to attack the closeout, attack the lead, and against his momentum. Open him up. Wemby's trying to communicate. Yo, I'm going to stay. Fall back to his man, but he stops right in that pocket. And this is why your team needs a midi against the Spurs. Otherwise, you're done. Quick swing. So now we got Wemby on Caruso. Stefan on Zay, and I believe this was intentional because they know Zay's going to be the screener. So what do? Just assign Stefan onto him. So if he were to set screens, you can just switch everything. And you can keep Wemby low so he doesn't have to go into the screening actions. So it makes a lot of sense. Now he's actually looking to vacate. So what does Wemby do? Communicates it, yo, take him. I'm going to flood it. Wing ISO. Vassell opens up. He actually flashes back. And again, that strong corner, I'm telling you, Caruso's been killing. So he actually fakes the vacate and empty. I think Hart's actually telling him to stay. So Wemby has no idea he's staying here. I wonder if he could even sit in a strong dunker, because if Shea drives and Wemby pulls up, easy drop off. Vassell would be late because he has to respect Zay in that weak dunker. And if Castle does rotate, then it's a lob to Zay, or Zay can just loop around right here. Gonna float. Regardless, again, he's gonna help off strong. Vassell actually reads it, tries to peel, but he's been cashing that corner. He's got McLaughlin looking to attack early. Gets the N1. Yeah, of course he's going to attack early if he has this matchup. And even here, Steph taking the clear side. He sees Zay. He's going to engage Wemby, seal him off. So now all he has to do is get to that pocket. And shoot over top. And I don't know if that's a whistle, but it's very close to his landing spot. That's been a few times where the Spurs are right in his landing space. But I think he's trying to sell it. And then again, this is all Zay right here, creating that space with the seal. So we got a double drag. But I'm not sure why they're matching up traditionally here. Stefan's on him. Great switch here by Vassell. Just jump it. You know you're going to switch. Get there. Don't allow him to turn a corner. And I think they're actually trying to ice him. Keep him on that sideline. I think that's why Wemby's communicating, and that's why he's on the inside of the screen. But now you get clean. You're isolated. Push off. Great block. That was a great block. And this is why I don't know if they have to go traditional. Because you just allow Shea to turn the corner clean. Because you know Zay's going to clean up everybody. So Shea actually thinks he's got Wemby isolated here on this drop. But good job by Vassell. He doesn't just accept it and just veer it. He's going to try and get back, help Wemby. She actually creates enough separation, so he thinks he's wide open, but then it's that blind side rear view block. Most underrated defender in the league, in my opinion. And then they swing it. He closes out. And I think Joe attacked him, nothing. And again, we got Wemby, he's communicating. Yo, get up there. Take Joe, I'll take Caruso. And actually, now that I think about it, so Caruso was in the corner earlier in the possession. Instead of having Wemby in the screening action guarding Zay, they should have just had Stefan, because Wemby would already be here and Keldon would be up there. So all of this could have just been prevented. But again, he's going to communicate. He's open here. Doesn't see it as they're trying to pre-switch. And Caruso knows that Wemby wants to match up with him as as a lone man. So instead of sitting in that weak corner, what does he do? While he's communicating, I'm just going to flash. Strong side. In and out snatch. Oh my goodness. That's how I know he's in a rhythm, especially on his left side. It's crazy. Now we got that flare for Harp. Again, trying to use Wemby in the screening actions as much as possible because the Thunder went traditional. It's another bad live ball turnover. It's a pretty good curl off the flare. It's kind of more of a rip. And even here, I can kind of understand why Stephon makes this pass, actually. Because Isaiah Joe is actually just pointing, yo, get back to your man. I'm not going to peel that with you because I think he should just peel because Queso looks B here. So you take Harp and Queso can just peel onto Vassell here and even here on this single side. Shea is not looking to pull in at all, which is fine to me. And I don't even think Stephon sees Queso because he's behind two giants. So maybe as he makes his mind up, doesn't realize Queso can shoot that. But now you got numbers, quick swing. He just misses a great looking rhythm. This is a shot in transition on the wing. Might have been a long two. So now must have been a throw ahead or Queso brought the rock up because they don't want to deal with this pressure. And even here on this backside, Wemby's communicating with Vassell because we got Joe. He was cutting through and emptying out to the weak side. Well, now it's a strong side, but I can't tell if he's telling Vassell to just follow him or he wants him to switch this with Dill Harp so that he can stay low and he'll just take Joe because that's what they've been doing. Lay off on the blind pig. Misses. It's a really good blind pig because now it's a 2-on-1 and right here Vassell kind of hesitates. And now you allow Shea to turn the corner clean. I'm not sure actually because if Vassell were to just take this layoff, him and Dill Harp can just switch it, and you got Wemby low. So you can take away Shea from turning the corner, and there won't be any roll because if you got Wemby, even though you might give this up, you don't give up anything here. But because he doesn't take it, he follows, and you're in such a deep drop. Shea gets to a spot, and he just misses. I think Dill Harp actually just comes from behind, gives him a little tap, a little push, trying to sell it for a whistle, but he just misses. So now they're going to throw in a hit, but we've got Zay here, great line, in the short, and that's all Wemby right there because look how high he threw that up. Oh my goodness. Didn't do that last time, but right here I'm surprised he didn't make. Just pin down, goes under, he shoots it, so there's nothing there, but I'm surprised he doesn't make this read because usually he's looking for the pass first, but maybe because as he turns his head he doesn't really see an option because there should be a backdoor right here for Caruso. Not sure why he's running wide to fill the corner when he can just take this angle because you get engaged. Wemby steps out, easy drop off, quick drag, get the switch. Now you got the sideline to attack. And I can already see Wemby, he's communicating, open up. I'm going to be there to tilt. So now Wemby's there. You can see Queso. He's trying to push him, but there's nothing you can do there. We've got him diving down the gut on the trail. Stephon takes him. And this is what I mean. This is what the Thunder were having Caruso and Queso do. Just flashing that strong dunker, but that's impossible. Wide arms of Wemby. I mean, he can only meg him here. Literally the only way to get that pass. But if you get that pass, he's open to dunker because Keldon would be late. I think Caruso's trying to tell him, take this lift, because he's going to fill behind. Vassell's really stressed here between these two. And even Keldon doesn't know if he wants to pull over and cover for Wemby. Now he's late. And he actually megged him. I did not remember that happening. So right here, he actually sees it. Let me meg you. Kind of hits off. No, it's not really a clean pass because Queso's looking to get to the corner now. At the same time, Shea's making that pass, but he's able to still get to it even though he's throwing it behind him. And because Shea's now off the rock, what does Wemby do? Immediately looks to vacate and get a body on that weak side. But Keldon's kind of hesitant here. You can see he's really late. He's not sure if he takes it or not. And now you're late. That's Tracy from the corner. 50-50. Tries to make that cross court, and again another bad live ball turnover. Again, it's just Queso. So he sees Wemby trailing. Everybody's looking at you. No one's sure about what's transpiring on that weak side. Actually, Caruso is looking to shoot it. Just kind of lazy. You guess that. Now you got numbers, quick layoff. That's all Shea had to do for the others. Come on. You draw him in. Once he's engaged, just drop off. Or in his situations, just got to lead him. Quick drag. They switch. Flow into a DHO. If they don't switch that, flow into a ball screen. Double block. And this is why Wemby is just ridiculous. He did the same thing to Ant. So right here, Shea's coming off. Again, we got Zay just cleaning up Brian here. So we got Shea turn the corner, clean. And right here, Wemby's on his lead. So he can't open up, but he's able to just spin. Quick swivel instead of opening up his hips. Now he does a 360. And he's able to cut off Shea. And I think it was damn near identical in the Wolves series where Ant was coming off clean. And it looked like Ant beat him. But then he was able to just 360. And then he was able to get a contest on Ant. But right here, he's actually able to contain Shea. 1, 2. He tries to go for the slow step to get him up. But because he forced Shea to adjust, now he allows Bryant to recover and get that block from behind. And then on the putback, that second jump is ridiculous because he jumps here and then under the rim just erases that too. Quick swing, looking for a hand back. He's going to try and deny. Quick pitch. Matched up traditionally. He's looking for this pin because the man's pulling off, but so now he's just going to slip it, release early. Shea's going to come off clean, hostage. All right, so now they're looking for that GORTATS. Then right here, really good job by Bryant. Pull in, plug low, and just take that away because Hart does get the GORTATS here. So there's actually a lane towards that left side because he seals off Wemby. But Brian's smart. He's just going to load up. Don't give him that gap. Force him to swing it one pass away. You live with that shot. Make or miss. But now off the O board, they're in rotation, scramble situation. He's going to rotate. Attack the closeout. Give and go. It's a pretty good look for Joe. I'm not sure. So he beats Champagny. Bryant's looking to peel onto him, but he's pointing towards the weak side. Is he? I think he thinks Joe is taking this right side, so he's telling Wemby, peel off, and I'll take Zay in this situation. And that's why he's just running towards Zay. but then he doesn't realize Joe actually picks up his dribble here, and now it turns into a give and go. I think Wemby's a little confused. He's telling him, yo, take him. Quick layoff. He's not able to get out. He gets cleaned. Give up a pretty good look to a good shooter. Looking to attack early. Sidestep, get to your spot. Can't be mad at that. Semi-transition. Spurs aren't really set. Wemby can't get to that. You're in rhythm. You get your spot. Great contest by Vassell. But that actually could be a foul. Because they've been teetering on the landing space, and this one's actually in his landing space. So that could be a foul. Even he's saying it. So Chet's stuck here. Not sure how they got in this situation. Again, we've got Kornet. Did he pull off? There's no way he pulled off that far. Because he's on this right side. So I'm not sure. Regardless, you got two here. He's got to play two. Swing to the corner. Up fake. High rip. Attack the closeout. He's forced to show. Swing. Swing. Really good ball movement here. So he beats Bryant. Kornet's just going to show because he's already in the lane. So now we got two on a rock. Right here, Vassell's got to take away the lob. Castle's also playing two, so it's a 3-on-2 here. Vassell makes that first rotation, and because he was cracking, he's forced to make a two-way, and he's just a bit late. Quick swing. Playing out of delay. Find Chet in the corner. Attack the closeout. Try to take. Continuation and one. So again, there's been a few too many instances where the Spurs are mashed up, and that's very uncharacteristic of them because they're very good at that. So I'm not sure if Kornet's trying to stay low because, again, he wants to be the low man. Otherwise, he would just pick up Jay Will here, but we've got Champagny, which I do like. I do prefer this, but now he's wide open. Oh, so Barnes was on Chet, but as he cuts to an empties, I'm not sure why he follows Queso here because I'm pretty sure Kornet wants to be here. Throughout this entire half, he's pretty much been on that right side to be the low man. But now you following him, he doesn't see it. I don't think there's communication between Barnes. No, he does point, but it's a little late because they've already made that read. So now it's emergency defending. You sprint out, you try to give a take, but now he gathers. You give up an unnecessary N1. Get a stop, push the rock. 3-on-3, but now Kornet's forced to pick the rock up. That's barbecue chicken. Get to your spot, quick pull. That's all in rhythm. And Shea needs more of these where he can just get a quick bucket. Because playing in the half court, the way the Spurs are loading up and heavy in the gaps, you're not getting many of these clean looks. Again, push the rock. Quick swing because, again, the Spurs are just not matched up. Stefan's on Shea, which is fine. Not sure what Champagne's doing, but he's in no man's land. He points. What are you doing? Now you attack the closeout. You attack the closeout. Again, we got a steal by Hart, and you give up another rhythm shot for Shea. This had to have been the 5th or 6th time where the Spurs just didn't get matched up. And again, it's very uncharacteristic. Because now you just give up an unnecessary closeout. He's got a stunt. Now he gives up a closeout. And again, we've got Hart doing the right thing in that dunker. What does he do? Seal you. Even here, Shea. Good job by Barnes. He tries this stunt, but Shea splits, hops. He gets to his fade on that base. So they avoid that switch. I believe he hedges here. Good job by Barnes. You stay attached. As he slips. And now Champagny, look at the way they're just loading up. Lou's going to drift all the way to the corner. Same spot as shit. I guess he can just sit dunker. But he's just going to pull all the way high. Swing, swing. Great rotation. And this is why it's so difficult to play even 5 out. Because Wemby's rotating from the dunker. And he's able to get out there in time. That's ridiculous. Because he takes, you take. How does he move that fast? He gets a block. Jeez. The Thunder were definitely playing with some pace. Again, load up, get 2 on him. Wemby's there just in case. But now you've got the defense collapsed. And you got numbers on the short. Big to big. And again, it's just Wemby erasing everything. Look at the way he can just play that strong side and still react and get a clean block. Surprised he didn't lob this here, because he should have lobbed it. If he lobs it, there's no way Wemby gets to it. But he decides to make a drop off instead. I don't think Shit expected it. Not the cleanest catch. Now he's kind of under the rim too. Definitely had to be a lob here. Not sure if this is a cross match or if Shet set a quick drag for him to get the early switch. But regardless, Champagny's going to load up. And again, what is Barnes going to do? Open up. Send him towards the side of help. Vassell's going to pull off high. Stun. And again, Zay, game plan, put a body, seal him, engage him. He's actually able to fight through it this time. Get around, jump. Now Shea's stuck. You take away that line with a fan. Hit him on the fill behind, drop off. Yeah, they move the rock really well here. So now he's got 4. Champagny ball watches for a split second. Great recognition by Shet. Quick go and catch. Get him on that closeout, or that rotation I should say. And now, as Wemby makes that low rotation, Harp's got to play 2 and he's late to crack. But that's actually a crucial lift right here by Lou, because this is why his spacing is important, right? As he's filling behind, you got to fill back. Everybody's got to wheel around, because as Lou lifts here, Harp sees it, so that's what makes him shift high. And by the time this stampede happens and this rotation happens, he's not there to help the helper. 9-point game. They're going to go to that stack. And now we've got Wemby on Caruso. Quick stack out. He gets bumped off. That's just a tough shot. And Vassell does the right thing, honestly. Because he knows his pass is coming. So he wants to try and get as close to AJ as he can. Make sure it's not an easy pass, but then he gets burned here. One dribble, quick cross, right to left, gets to a strong hand. He can't open up. Can't slide. Wemby's going to make the rotation. Early pickup. That's ridiculous, because Vassell actually recovers here. Because he sees Wemby making his high rotation. Again, he doesn't care if he's high man or low man. He's going to rotate. So that forces AJ to kind of slow down, stop right in his pocket. That's a ridiculous shot over Vassell. But I think even in this situation, most times when the Spurs guards are beat, they'll just stop and peel off and allow Wemby to make that rotation. So I think he should have just peeled off here. Take Caruso or something. Anybody on this weak side. because I think Wemby would just clean that up, or AJ would second guess. Alright, now the start of the third. Probably hit a swing. He probably pulled in, 2-man game, so he was just in help as a low man. But now you got a closeout. He beats it, he peels, but again, gets to his spot. This is actually a good closeout here by Champagny. Don't close out with your lead, open up, because you know he's going to try and attack left. Try to slide, he just beats you, but then you do the right thing. You've got your big there, and just funnel him into Wemby. You peel off, take Zay on this little loop, but he does the right thing too, and just stops right in that pocket so that Wemby can't step out. Now we've got a quick drag, and he actually looked to flip it, which would make sense because then both of them would be in the inside of the screen and they'd be out of position. But Shea decides, I'll just reject it, and ends up just playing into the way Castle's opening up and the help. Actually gets deflected too, so he's pretty fortunate here because we got Zay. Yeah, he's gonna release on the short, still gets to it. At the same time, we've got Queso emptying out to the weak side, and Harp's actually gonna lag here because he would be low man, so he's just gonna lag and get there early. Now Vassell's got to play two. Closes out. He airs it. Can't save it, but why doesn't Shem make an extra here for the swing? I guess Harp would possibly able to close out. But I feel like on a touch pass, maybe he can shoot that too. Because Harp just jumps here. So I feel like you could burn him for it. Maybe not though. And it's still a fine shot. Now we've got Shea on the rock. He's in the lane. Matched up traditionally. 8 on the clock. Not sure why he's sitting wing. And I think the issue in the first game is something that the Thunder don't usually do. They usually fly in the defense, but they've been putting their shooters on the deep wings instead. And all that does is allow the Spurs guards to just sit in the gaps. So I don't know if that's right. Got all this space. At least Queso here, he does the right thing. He cuts through, take away the nail. Now he can attack, but it's really difficult. Then you up your line. Drop off. Great passing, but this was all Queso. And this is why I don't understand why they just stopped doing this, where they're placing their guards in the dunker. So now he's going to lift. You just bring Vassell. He's communicating to Harp, stay with your man. Cool. But now again, it's dangerous here because, as I've said, in game 1, these were causing Shea to turn the rock over. But he manages to split, draw Harp, and now he's opening the dunker. Now that's Wemby. No, but he does commit to. This is a really good alignment here. Again, we've got Lou pulling high, and on this lift, what does that do? It occupies Champagny. So as soon as Wemby makes this rotation, there's no help for him because he's just too high, because he's forced to play 2 here. And that's why I like this dunker, because if Dill Harp helps, now you've got to drop off. And now Wemby has to decide. Stephon actually just peels off here, but Wemby also commits for the cleanup just in case he goes up. Now you open up this, he can't help, and if he does, it's a swing to Lou. More 2-man game, they're going to look to ice, so he's just going to release. Lou's thinking, what are we doing? 13 on the clock. Again, look at the way Champagne's just going to up this line. So even if somehow Shea beats this ice, you're going to be greeted by Champagne. But he is vulnerable here. Quick catch and go. You rotate. You cut out the corner. It's a lob. So now he releases. He's got to follow. He's got to retreat. You split again, but look how dangerous that is. Because again, Champagne almost forces a turnover here. And even right here, Wemby's just going to stab at it. So now he's between three. He fills behind, splits, drop off. Good job though by Queso here. Dill Harp's ball watching. Give him a line on the fill behind. You attack it, you split, you draw him. Now you open up a great float. And he just misses. Even here, Vassell doesn't overreact. But he gets his own miss. Now Lou all the way around. Fills all the way behind. Where's Queso? Oh, he just vacates. Fills that strong corner. And yeah, Wemby's trying to communicate to someone, but you're in a scramble. Impossible. They dodged that one. Now we've got McCain. Probably a quick swing. Quick chase on the clear side, but of course, this is why you should just match up guard to guard. When it's J. Will or really any of the Thunder's bigs, you can just switch it. Now you blow it up. But right here he tries to attack, push off. Vassell kind of trips. He does too. Gets his balance. Push dribble. That's a really nice move too. To evade that little stunt. Push dribble and then go for the inside finish on the strong side, because then you can use this rim as a shield to evade Wemby. Again, what is Wemby doing? What he always does. Yo, go. They're actually not even matched up here, because Wemby was actually following Queso here, but he just lifts. I mean, he just shifts all the way low, telling everybody, yo, just take whoever's up there. Let me stay low. And he actually almost gets caught communicating again. And he actually can't do anything because of that rim. But Vassell, he's able to recover and almost get a block on that. Then he gets it because Wemby commits. Champagne has no idea who he's supposed to get matched up with, because now you got a 3-on-2 on this weak side. So he crashes unmarked, slithers through, gets to it. Just misses. Got a drag. Looks to be a double drag, but of course, Lou's just going to get castled off Shea, I believe. Give him Vassell. Clean him up. And then, of course, Wemby, he's communicating it. He's definitely looking to tilt. And what does Jay Will do? He's just going to sit. Yeah. He's just going to sit in that strong corner. Could even just sit in that strong dunker. But Wemby is communicating with Vassell. And then he's yelling at... Hold on. Why is he yelling at Dill Harp? So he's communicating with Vassell. And now he's telling Dill Harp to also pull over to that strong side. And I assume... Oh, maybe it's because he knows he's going to tilt if Shea drives. So he wants Dill Harp there to help him, because they want to help the helper, that second help. So instead of just having him on that weak side where if Wemby were to rotate, J. Will can just flash right in that strong dunker. It's an easy dunk. So they want him there early, I believe. But Shea just reads that, quick swing, and they kind of end up just doing this little switch for no reason, and Wemby's sick. Even the coach is telling Dill Harp, I believe. Hold on. Dill Harp doesn't even see it. He sees, alright, Wemby's got him. We're good. I'm going to stay with my man. Yeah, he has no idea what's going on. But even, is that Biombo? He's telling somebody to come. Even here, Mitch Johnson, what is... I have no idea. But I assume they just want the second help because there have been instances where Queso, for example, was sitting in that strong dunker when Wemby was looking to tilt, and then Keldon was very hesitant, and Queso got a wide open look in the corner, so maybe it's that same situation. But here, Shea doesn't really drive. I'm pretty sure if Wemby was just concerned about this, they wouldn't have to do this and have that breakdown. Now we've got Wemby back on Caruso. What is Caruso going to do? Instead of just sitting in the corner, I'll be the screener. Clean him up. Wemby's in that drop. Helping contain Shea. Hit him on the pop. Yeah, he just continues to kill the Spurs for their coverages on him. Even here. Got this fluff pinned down. I really don't know if the Spurs have to overreact to this. I mean, he's been killing them, but you've got to give something up, right? And I think you've got to just continue trusting that his clip will eventually decrease. I believe this might... Yeah, so early attack. Maybe he had Champagne on him. They couldn't really get matched up, but regardless, we got him as the low man, which is important. Trail big. He's going to just commit the fire. So now Wemby doesn't really have to tilt because they're just going to help from up top. Swing, swing, swing. Wow, he skipped that extra. Cut. Oh my goodness. One man zone. I think J. Will actually kind of does the right thing. No, maybe he doesn't. Because in rotation, you just make this simple pass, one pass away. I can see why he's doing this. There's two passes away because Wemby's all the way on that strong side. So he thinks if he skips it early, he would be late. But again, it's Wemby. He's covering all that. So Wemby's now able to get there in time. Now Champagne's able to peel off onto McCain. And now there's really no advantage. But you can't really... It's more of in hindsight. Does the right thing, cuts out the slot, but then it's Wemby. Does that. Honestly, he might be able to even continue gnashing here. I wonder if this is something they can exploit. If they can somehow engage Wemby and just gnash, and bring him all the way to that strong side, and hopefully someone can just cut out on that weak side. It'd be very difficult for him to try and open up his hips, swivel, and take that away. Because right here, under the rim, it's kind of easy. But if it's all the way here, it might be a little more difficult on that angle. So they must have tilted it. He's all the way over on the strong side. Again, playing off of Caruso. Swing. So they skip it again, but right here, Wemby's a little late. And he actually doesn't really want a full-out close because, again, it's Caruso. This is the shot they're willing to live with. And if you're willing to live with it, you're not really looking to close out and give him that to attack. So you gotta live with him making these. Alright, so definitely got an early drag here with Mitchell. Get Stefan off him and get Dill Harp. And now they're gonna flow into another ball screen with Caruso. Bring Wemby into the action. He's kind of at the level here, because he's not really in a drop. You can call it a high drop, but he can definitely contain the rock. He's going to pop, but he comes off clean. So great screen here by Caruso. You can see Dill Harp is trying to stay attached at the hip, trying to fight over it. But as soon as, I think Wemby actually communicates a point switch, but he's just shooing him off, saying, yo, I got the rock here, contain the pop. But now he sees Harp actually trying to recover, so he kind of steps off. And even here on this weak side, Castle's so concerned about what's transpiring. His man's all the way in the corner, so really if he cut out, Shea could hit him for a drop off. And if the cell somehow rotates, then it's a drop off to Shet. Get a stop, push the rock. The cell's telling Keldon, yo, take him. So what does that mean? He's wide open, running wide on that wing. Thought he got blocked for a second. I'm surprised he didn't just attack this, because now this is a great situation because he's closing out. Attack him. He's in a high position. Even if he somehow recovers, hopefully you can try and get somebody else on the trail. But not a terrible look. You're able to crash, get to the 50-50, slow it down, and now again, what does Wemby do? You can see, yo, get out, let me take him. I want to be low man. You get matched up with whoever, which in this case is going to be the trailing Caruso. So now he's going to get that drag. He's kind of low here. They end up switching though. Cut him off, tries to counter with a spin. And as soon as Wemby helps, again, look at Wemby. He's always communicating. So he's coming off. Good job right here by Dill Harp, because he was low, but he's able to cut Shea off. So Shea feels it. Let me counter with a spin. And now Wemby's trying to communicate, yo, take my man to Keldon. But Keldon, he's quite concerned about this line. So he doesn't even hear it. And that's really why Shet's able to just cut out the corner, because Keldon's not able to crack. But he's actually not even looking to block it, because he recognizes, alright, Keldon's actually not able to help. I got to play two. So he's jumping out wide, fanning out, because he wants to take away that lob, because he knows he's cutting out the corner. And then I think that causes Shea to be in two minds, because now he's indecisive. Am I going to get blocked? Do I shoot it? Do I lob it? I can't tell, because he's kind of fanning out, not really looking to block me. And then he ends up putting up a shot that's between a pass and a lob. And now Shet's thinking, what is that? Quick cross court. Sees they're not really matched up. Stefan gambles, high rip. Now you beat him. He's going to set that brush. Carter Bryant's not sure, do I take the rock? You should, because he's behind. Doesn't, gets hostaged. And then gets a float. So then he gives Castle that break check foul. Kind of pushes him on the back. It's an and one. I do think Bryant should have just switched here, because you know he can't recover. Just take the rock and just have Castle peel off onto Caruso. Caruso's gonna push, and again, when Cornet's in, all he wants to do is be the low man. So in this instance, he's just gonna get matched up with AJ. I think in the half court they do match up traditionally, so he probably would be assigned to Shet, I believe, but regardless, having him as a low man is better because then they can just, again, as I've said, switch 1 through 4. Hold on. So he pushes the rock. Stefan is communicating to Bryant to take Shet. Oh, because he wants to take Shea. So that does make sense because he's already low. He can take the trailing Shea. Because right here, Bryant isn't sure who he's taking. And that's why Stefan's just going to communicate to him. But he actually doesn't hear it. And even right here, he's right behind him. He's telling him. And he's looking. So he just can't hear Stefan here, I guess. So now he's catching it on the go. Keldon tries to peel. Give up an and 1. This is an emergency switch. And even here, Cornet would be really late because I don't know why he's so hugged to AJ. He should just be right here at the lane line. So this was on Bryant for not matching up. Keldon tries to, but you're not in position to. Dang, that's been many instances where they've just given up easy buckets because they can't get matched up. And here he's thinking, what is going on? And even here Stefan's saying, yo, listen or use your head. But it's probably so loud, he couldn't hear him. Yeah, just a miscommunication, but these have been killing him all game. Again, Shea's going to look to attack early. Trailing Shet. He's running wide. Cornet's already low. Keldon's also providing support by loading to the ball early. And again, Stefan's trying to point. So he's telling Keldon, alright, he'll just take the rock. You take Shet. Caruso's cutting through. So now we've got AJ open in that weak corner. Tween. So it's going to be Hezzy, Tween, behind the back. Hezzy, 1 dribble, counter. Oh my goodness. Wait, so the Hezzy, 1 dribble. He tries to slide and cut him off. But he can't recover. So he tries to spin around and try to meet him. But Shea's actually just going to pull his dribble back. And I think, yeah, as he's looking to spin, his foot clips on Shea's heel. He touches earth. Hezzy, reject the drag. Rescreen on the clear side. Goes under. He's there. So he's able to shoot that gap. He rolls. Why is he so late to hit this flash? Pretty sure he could right here. Takes 1 more dribble. Palm. I guess he's kind of jammed here. Because now you allow Shet to retreat. But Caruso actually kind of overplays it. Lose balance. High rip. Now he's on his low side. Drop offs right there. Because Shet's forced him out. Cover him again. Pass fake. Overthrown. Yeah. Because he does kind of overthrow that above his head. And again, it's another live ball turnover. So now they just get to push. Now off the push. Quick pitch. He point switches. Cool. I don't know if he had to though. I think Bryant does have enough time to just get over. He can go under. Unnecessary switch because now you've got Keldon on Shea, which is probably not ideal. Alright, yeah, so Mitch Johnson does call the trap because he knows we cannot give up this mismatch. He's going to try and reject it. He actually beats him. Helps off strong. And you burn for that. Again, they're bigs. Another situation where Cornet's in that strong corner. and he wants to help off. But every time they've helped off strong, and this is why teams don't like to do it, they've burned for it right here. Quick catch. Just punch that instead of settling. Quick throw ahead. Wemby's telling him, you take. He's signed a shed. He's in the corner. I think he was trying to tell AJ something. Regardless, we've got McLaughlin. Bring him up. Early drag. Give me that switch. He doesn't want to concede it. So what does that mean? 2 on the rock. Hit the short. Lob. Again, they're just finding so many advantages. I mean, what do you do here? Do you concede it? Regardless, if you concede it, you're going to have to fire right after. So you have to force the rock out of his hands. Great read by Shea. And again, another situation where the second help is too high. He's quite hugged to AJ. So as soon as Wemby makes this rotation and helps up, you can't shift low in time, can't put a body on him. It's a great lob and also just a great read because this is not that easy of a pass. Not over Wemby. He might try to overthrow it. Oh my goodness. He actually just barely manages to get that over Wemby's fingertips. So that's a perfect lob. Any lower, that's getting deflected. Again, a quick drag. And then McLaughlin on this weak side. Not sure what he's communicating. Maybe he wants to send a hit. No, this might be zone. But if it's zone, why is he picking up Shea so high? And why is he so high? Because he's just following Caruso here. They would just be in their spots. If they're going to go 1-2-1, 1-2-2, they would just be at the elbows, I should say. Great slip, though. Regardless, so he's just going to release, no drag. And now he gets a great flash middle. Now you got options, spray, because again, he's high. Wemby's pulling off. One dribble, drop off, quick reverse. Again, they're just finding so many advantages. So he fans out to his man. Barnes leaves AJ here. Not sure if he should shoot that or stay with his man. Wemby's kind of in no man's land. Champagny shifts, ready to take away this spray line. But he actually bites. One dribble. Oh, so he fakes the midi. Wemby definitely doesn't have to react to that. You give up a midi. But he reacts. He can't put a body back on his man. Yeah, Wemby's tapping his chest. So yeah, that's on me. Because you can't bite on that. Especially if it's Caruso. Off a make, you can already see they're going to communicate. Yo, send the hit. Before he even crosses the 47. Get him off the rock early. Gives him an outlet. He's going to pull off. He's going to drive. And I like that he got middle here. Now he created a great swing. Because I think if he were to just catch this, immediately swing, one of them is going to be able to close out. So just get middle. Draw the defense in, because even right here again, when Wemby's stepping up, Champagne's not in a position to crack. He could actually just lob this. Maybe not, because Wemby looks to be checking his blind spot. But regardless, you get a spray. It's a great look. Coaching staff is sick. Because you got a shooter, he gets a seam, and they dodge that. More pace. He's going to set that drag. So again, they're going to send the hit. Yeah, Miss Johnson's telling McLaughlin, send the hit. So he kind of sets that quick little flare almost. He's going to flash, give Shea an outlet, swing. Again, they're just beating these hits really well. but they dodged this too. So same scenario, he actually could have just attacked middle, get between 3. You got this spray line, but he'll just hit the quick swing. Wemby's not going to step out. Can't really recover. So they dodged that. No idea what he just called for, but quick attack. Again, they're going to look to send a hit with McLaughlin. Shea knows it, so he's going to go away from it. Let's see. He gets to a spot. That's just ridiculous. Bumps off. Little sidestep, gather. Look at the elevation. Last shot of the quarter. He's got the rock. Dagnall's telling him something. They want to get Shea it. Catch. Miss Johnson, I think he's calling for the hit, which is the right thing to do. You don't want Shea to shoot it. But then again, every time they've sent the hit towards the end of this quarter, they've been getting burned for it, because if you know you're going to send the hit, you can't be this hugged to your man. Barnes has to already be there. And the issue is, same thing as we've seen all quarter. Wemby's on that weak side, so when he rotates, because Wemby's always there, it's really difficult for him to make that rotation, or for any of them who sent the hit to peel off. So he's not going to make the extra because he's late. Great look. So sending the hits really didn't work. So he must have attacked. Wemby must have rotated. Now he's wide open at the nail, flashing. Finds him. And then Barnes there. He's able to rotate. Now he just got to find open man. Castle's playing 2. Swing. No, swing. He'll swing it to him. But now Hartenstein's just unmarked because 2 jump. Again, it's that strong corner. I think Wemby's actually communicating here. He's trying to tell Castle, yo, my man's going to empty. Take him. But obviously he can't hear it. He was guarding the rock. They both jump out. Now he's unmarked. Can't get the O board, but McCain does. Actually, this is the play where yeah, that should have been a flagrant too for sure. That shit was nasty. Right here, he just pulls his hair. That's actually insane. I didn't even catch it live. I don't know where the refs are, but if they replayed that, that would have been a flagrant too. Because now they secure it. So now they get that 50-50. He pulls it out, quick pitch, fly by, swing. Yeah, they were just winning the little things. All the small details, the 50-50s, and the way they were moving the rock and putting the Spurs in the scrambles, making it tough for them. Quick ball screen, probably a drag. It's going to be in that drop. He's trying to hostage Castle. I think he wants to wait for the GORTATS, but now Hart's got to read what he wants to do. Because if he's going to take that, then there's no roll line here. Now he just kind of cuts off Hart, one dribble. Look for that flow. I think AJ just had to be patient here because he's got Castle on his hip. You're hostaging. Allow Hart to try and create a lane there with that GORTATS. But because he's not just hostaging, ends up actually taking that line. Now there's nothing for Hart. You got to hit him on a throwback. He's forced to settle for a float. So now I believe Shea drove. Per usual, Barnes was probably pulling off high. Probably stunt. So Shea swung it to the strong corner. And now Jared's able to attack the closeout. And again, what do we have? Hart. He's just looking to seal, create a lane for him. If he can beat Barnes here and find that inside lane, he can finish. Great stun here by Champagny. Almost caused a turnover. Gets to the spot. Hart's actually just pulling his arm here. That's crazy. A seal is fine. Sure, you want to hold. Refs aren't going to call that. Essentially GORTAT. But holding his arm here is just crazy. Right in front of Tony Brothers too. And he's still able to kind of lunge or stunt. So now he's stuck. He's got a flash. 2-4 on the clock. He doesn't want the grenade. You take it, Caruso. They switch. And then you get a crucial stop. It turns into a loose ball foul. So they're both kind of ball watching, not really putting a body on each other, trying to measure where that board is going, and then it's just whoever can get to it. Queso fends him off. So again, I believe this was a tilt. So maybe Hart was just flashing right at the nail. Barnes was pulling in off of Queso as the high man. Not sure why instead of Champagny just pulling up. But regardless, Shea probably hits him. And he knows that if he's here, then your man is wide open here. Quick fill behind. Swing. Dang. Again, they were just killing the Spurs for the numbers advantage on that backside. The hits in the third against Shea. And I think even the tilts this game, they haven't been that successful. So they push the rock. Quick hand back on the chase. What a screen. So Wemby's really low here, so it's essentially a 2-on-1 up top against Champagny. And that's why it's a quick hand back and just cleans up Champagny here. And that's a rhythm gather for McCain. We got Wemby in that drop. I'm not sure if he wanted to get matched up with Caruso and that's why he was so low, or he was just naturally there and not expecting this quick handoff. Because this chase, it's wide open, and I think even Castle, he actually kind of reads it, but then he sets this brush, so that is. So you clean him up, and he's wide open. Again, another high ball screen. I think they're looking to ice it. Wemby's there. He's kind of in that drop. Bryant's pulling off the corner in case of this roll line by Zay. Just clips him. He's going to look to snake. Gets to a spot. In and out. But then another 50-50 because Vassell, he's at the nail. And he actually kind of commits. So now you got 3 on him. What does that mean? You're able to just cut out the slot. Now you get a free crash. And even here on this roll line, because Wemby kind of steps out and hesitates, Zay almost beats him to the spot, puts a body. Wemby can't secure it, and it falls right to McCain. I'm kind of surprised Shea looked for this shot right in his pocket. I guess he can't really attack Wemby here. But if he attacks the gap right here, he gets middle, you draw 3, got spray options. So McCain got the 50-50, pitched it to Shea, and he gets to step into it because he was going to get back on defense. I think Castle was leaking, but he's leaning forward, no balance. Some contact, but that's on the way down. But why is he looking for this shot? He was looking for some kill shots. But then Zay again. 50-50. So he gets leverage on Wemby, gets inside positioning. and then just gets to it. But not sure why Shea took that. So now we've got Shea hitting Shet. And I'm pretty sure this was a hit. Because if it was a switch off a drag, then Castle would obviously just be taking Shet in this situation. But he's peeling off. I'm just not sure why it would be Castle peeling off of Shea instead of Champagny, because you want to keep Castle on Shea. But regardless, he obviously hits Shet here on this short. Castle's going to point and communicate. Yo, Vassell, you take heart. I'll just peel off onto Queso. So now Keldon can just get matched up with Shet. Wemby's kind of the low man, but he's on that strong side. It's a little awkward because now you've got two mismatches. Attack, cut him off, counter with a spin. And then the O board again. So they were killing the Spurs off these O boards in 50-50s, but there's really nothing Vassell can do. He's trying to get low, but he's just getting pushed off the spot. He gets it. Kick. He attacked the close, but he recovers. Swing back up top. So now the Thunder can just reset their offense. 10 on the clock. But again, another hit. So Vassell, Castle was sending it. Alright, so right here, Miss Johnson communicates to Castle. He sees it. Alright, I'm there. Good job by Queso. Flash, one pass away. Swing, swing. And that float was money all night. Yeah, there was no lob because Keldon was ready for that. See, he's looking to shift. Go to that quick stack out. But Shea knows what Castle wants to do. He wants to hug, top block, deny any chance. So he's just going to go under it. Get around. Good wing catch, actually. It's not far out. But again, he's going to up the line. So now he's in the gap. He's going to be in the gaps. He beats him, floats. So he's just going to attack quick. Arm gets caught inside. Yeah, because he was reaching there. So Shea's going to go. Can't stunt. He's looking to 2-9 real quick. So now Wemby's on his back foot. Kind of late. Kills him with a giant killer. I wonder if he misses. If Zay gets that. Because Champagny's really high here when he upped his line. So he was kind of late to put a body on Zay. I believe they went to the same thing. Elbow catch. And again, look at this. Just sitting right at the nail. Pull off. He's all the way flooding that. So now Champagny's ready to play too. I mean, this is just... talk about being in the gaps. Yeah, she could have just pulled this. Little rip, adjust your shot pocket. But he sees Queso. Skips it, but now he's able to recover. Now they can just deny the pass. Swing, reverse it back. I think Miss Johnson might be communicating the hit. One dribble. And then another O board here by Zay. Wemby tries to put a body, can't really make contact. And then Zay just gets to swim around him. There you get the O board. Yeah, fresh 14. Got 11. Calls off AJ. Reset your offense. Tween. Can't beat him. Settles from deep. Then again, Zay with another O board. Just dominating this quarter. But again, I'm not sure why Shea keeps settling from deep. He tries to push off. Stefan's able to stop his momentum on that anchor. Yeah, he does have a hard time beating Stefan, but I can't blame him. Stefan's probably the best lockdown in the league. But how did Zay get this? He just gets inside positioning again. Now he's got leverage. Wemby's trying to hold on to his jersey, trying to create something, reach over him. Could probably be a loose ball foul, but so now you've got another fresh clock. He's on the sideline. He's clapping. Yo, give me the rock, because of course, what is Wemby gonna do? He's gonna look to tilt it. You're stuck. You hit him with a snatch. And I'm getting a pretty clean look. It goes in and out, but you wasted two. Well, that's 2 O boards. They had 3 shots. You wasted a couple of them. Why doesn't he just swing it here for another DHO? Because if you catch Wemby this low, quick DHO, if he stunts, now you can just swing it to that weak side, continue trusting the pass. But he was forcing these hero shots. It's not a bad look, but it's still tough. So now they're going to that guard-to-guard between Shea and AJ, which they do like to go to in the clutch. We've got 8 on the clock. It's usually between Shea and Dub, but Shea and AJ have run it all regular, so they've developed chemistry. And we even saw that in the Lakers series. He did get a switch here, but then Vassell just holding, not giving any freedom of movement to Shea, deny the pass, do all you can. Now AJ recognizes it, so he realizes 6 on the clock, I gotta make a move. Champagne, great stunt. Then you give up a loose ball foul. Great job here. Stephon slides, absorbs the bump, stops on that anchor. He tries to counter with a spin, vertical. And Vassell, not Vassell. I don't know if Wemby had to help, but he wants to clean up everything. And he actually almost gets that block. Regardless, it's a miss, but because Champagne was stunting, can't put a body on Zay, and because Wemby committed, all they can do is put him at the line. 15 on the clock. Shea's telling him, yo, hold it. 8-point cushion. Swing it to AJ. It's going to empty out. They want to get to their 2-man game. Nope. Takes matters into his own hands. Just gets to a spot against Vassell. That's tough. Good bump too right here. Goes inward. And fade. That's still a good contest. And I think the reason he just took matters into his own hands is because Shea, I think he missed 5 or 6 straight against Castle. So he said, forget it, I'll just do it. Wing catch. Again, I don't think they can get a switch. 11 on the clock. He's going to load up. He's actually not going to pull off. So they're not as aggressive as they usually are, because Stephon has been getting stops. 1 dribble. And then again, another miss. It's just hard to score on Stephon. Dude is a real lockdown. 1-2, get to your spot. Okay, maybe no landing space, because Stephon's jumping right into him in his shirt. But they haven't called that all night. So you just got to play through it. So no more guard to guard. Straight up. Okay, look at the way he's just jamming him. He reaches here. Shea tries to counter with a spin, but then his arm inadvertently gets Stephon. It's an offensive foul. He knows it too. Dang. So the way Stephon was just locking him up, why were they ever sending hits? Because when they were sending hits, they were getting killed. But when they had Stephon just straight up guard him on an island, he struggled. It's that stack out, but because he's looking to top block, he's actually going to go under. Wemby tries to bump him off his line. At the same time, Zay tries to grab Stefan to slow him down on his line. Still a far catch, but now you got him on a clear side. So this is what he wants, right? He kept trying to attack from up top. Spacing wasn't great, but now he's more comfortable. Bump, fade. He finally gets the dagger. I mean, it took him, 8 tries attacking Stefan. Finally worked out. But maybe he just had to get sidelined. That's the one time Stefan couldn't stop his momentum. Even here, Vassell commits, but he wants to make one so bad. The game's over at this point. Get off it. Quick flash. One dribble. Away. Doesn't really matter. Up 9. But I think watching back, obviously Zay had a big impact. Just the GORTATS, the seals, and even the screening actions. I think if I'm the Spurs, I'm just going to have Wemby guard the guards. Whoever's guarding Zay. I know it's hard because of the yo boards. And that's what the Lakers did. They got killed for it when they were reading 1 through 5. But I just don't know how I feel about allowing him to be the screener. Because he's going to try to set GORTATS on Wemby and all that. And I know you don't want to get mismatched because of his size, but you've got to give something up. I'd rather just not allow him to try and generate a rhythm for the Thunder with his screens and hope that the O-boys don't kill him that bad. And to also just keep Wemby as the low man instead of having him always having to be involved in the screening actions. And then I also think they got to stop sending the hits. All the trapping and stuff didn't work this game. And as we saw down the wire, when Stefan was just straight guarding Shea, he got, I don't even know, 6, 7 stops. And it took until the last 40 seconds before he made one. And he was really hunting for it. So I think if you just trust your individual defense, continue to be in the gaps, make it difficult for the Thunder to figure out their spacing and not give up the backside advantage or the screening actions for Zay, it should be good.